Rita Parks with Bowie TV. I am here with Jacksonville Jaguars linebacker Foye Oluokun. Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much for joining us. You're here for Super Bowl week. You're on Radio Row. How's your experience been going?
It's been cool. I like this city for the Super Bowl. I think it's probably one of the best experiences so far since I've been in the league around this week. Definitely cool coming and seeing the guys that you play with or play against. Just kind of getting to know them a little bit better, seeing everybody like outside the helmet and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Right, it's a whole different vibe outside the helmet, right? Because even seeing some of the guys that I've worked with throughout the season, everybody's much more relaxed.
Yeah, exactly, for sure.
So we got to touch a little bit on the Jaguars season that they had. I mean, I know it was a bit up and down, and especially towards the end. But what are you looking forward to? We won't talk about the past too much, but what are you looking forward to as far as next season?
The fact that it's next season, I think we're all going to have a sour taste in our mouth all the way through off season, just because how the season ended. After we were seeing success early, not cleaning up the things that we needed to clean up and playing our best football in that December since January stretch. It's always important to play. They always say the games you remember played in November and December, and we went on a losing streak a little bit there. So get back on the right foot, starting with the work that we put in this offseason as a team. We got a new defensive coordinator on our side of the ball. Make sure we're working with him, understanding what he wants from us, and being able to execute better than we did last year.
Great. And then, funny thing, I actually saw Trevor yesterday coming out of dinner. Just said hey to him really quick. But what's it been like playing for Trevor? Because for me, and this is just my observation, to be so young, he just has such a presence and just always keeps his cool, even through some of the ups and downs, just with like coaching and everything. What's it been like playing for him?
Yeah, it's very hard not to trust Trevor, just the way he carries himself, the way that he does work. His just demeanor about, he doesn't ride the highs too high, doesn't ride the lows too low. So it's definitely a calming presence when he's back there because he knows he's confident in himself and what he can produce and what he can do on the field. And then you just see like the type of things he's able to do. So even though things do, they didn't go in our favor towards the end of the year, we know that as a team, even him, like he can get better. He's already said that. We can get better as a defense. I can get better individually. It's just kind of the natural progression of it. But to see him like being able to outwardly say that and always carry the same, I would say expression, but the same, feel, the demeanor. It's definitely cool to see, especially as a young quarterback. Quarterback's so important here. He's pretty, unfalpable, flappable. What's that word?
I think we can go with that.
He doesn't get moved
He doesn't
much.
get rocked too
Yeah,
easily.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's cool to see.
Great. Now, you are known for being the leading tackler in the NFL. At least for 2 seasons you have been. So let's talk a little bit about your work ethic. I mean, just tell us what you have done to perfect your craft.
A lot of it is effort. In order to get to the ball, you have to kind of go full speed the whole game in order to get there. And it's just the will to win. Guy, carrying the ball, getting there not for yourself but for the team. Like we got to get that guy down in order to get it to, off the field. So I do see, a guy with the ball in his hands. It's like oxygen. I got to get there. So in the off season, it's a lot of conditioning. I do go to Colorado to train where there's not a lot of oxygen. That starts me off. I feel like I get in better shape there pretty quickly. Just make sure I train all the running mechanics, and then what people don't understand, the longevity of playing all the snaps, every game, not being hurt. That's important. Like you can't get hurt. That's, I won't say it's a skill, but it's definitely something that you have to add in to it because you go through like bumps and bruises, and I would say things hurt while you play. The less things hurt, the faster you're able to play. If that makes sense. And the less games you take off, the more stats or whatever you're able to do. So taking care of your body, being a professional on that, staying on top of everything, and then making sure that your team is like depending on you to get to that ball. And when you do arrive violently. Make sure they feel you a little bit.
You said violently. Make sure they feel you a little bit.
That's really the name of the game. I mean, there's a lot of techniques in it, getting off blocks, play recognition is important. Being in the right spots for the team is important. The whole technique of tackling is important, but really getting to that ball is first and foremost. So I did miss some tackles this year. I've seen that, so I can improve on that and even have a better year next year.
Thank you. So I do want to ask you, as I mentioned earlier, I cover the Baltimore Ravens, and they have two linebackers in Patrick Queen and Roquan Smith. Just curious, what have you seen from those guys?
Yeah, I mean, Roquan's one of the best in the game. Always loved watching him play. Even when I came in, I think we came in the same year for real. He's maybe a year younger than me still, but I was new to the position. I was watching him, how he did it. My linebacker coach had coached him in college or recruited him in college and said, he's a good Jeff Ulbrich. Eventually he ended up going to Georgia when Jeff went to the NFL. But he was committed to UCLA at first to be coached by him. But he told me to watch some Roquan tape. I was watching I like the way he plays, and he's always active. So I always got respect for him, and he knows that. I think I've told him that when we played him this year. Just like the way he plays, and then Queen, he was learning kind of the same. He's a younger guy when I was in the league already. And then I think him, seeing Roquan, I think he'd always had a good motor. I think he's a great burst, athlete out there. Being able to pair those two together, learn from each other, and then play off of each other was great for them.
It was definitely great for Patrick Queen because you could see how playing aside Roquan elevated his game.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to have a little fun.
All right.
We have this nice little bowl here. We call it the Bowie TV Bowl.
All right.
So just grab a question out of here. They're all lighthearted.
All time. I get a different one. 3 top artists of all time.
All time. Okay, you want a different one?
I mean, I could do it, though. I say what I say, and then if you don't like it, it's on you.
I want you to say what you... Listen,
Nelly,
I'm not judging.
Nelly from St. Louis, so I like Nelly, top 1. All my boys going to laugh at that one, but that's real. Kanye before he's still talented, though, so I like Kanye West.
But
and
I know what you mean.
Yeah. But I mean, his range is crazy. He could really take a song, whatever the genre, sample it, and he could do whatever with it. So I like Kanye a lot. And he'll tell you what he's gonna do before he does it. I like his whole mantra. He just says things weird, unfortunately. All time. I mean, Michael Jackson is gonna be up there, top.
You cannot miss
2.
Michael. There you go.
1 is Nelly, 2 is Michael Jackson.
I like that range, though. I like the range.
Yeah.
We got what you reordered. It was Nelly, Michael, Kanye.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you missed the question, it was top 3 artists of all time.
Yep.
All right. Well, Foye, do you have, it's Super Bowl week, so I have to ask, do you have a Super Bowl prediction?
Prediction?
Are you kind of like, I ain't really...
You can't bet against the Chiefs if you're betting.
Yeah.
They've been here, they've lost 1, they've won 2. They've seen every scenario. So I wouldn't bet against the Chiefs if I was going to bet, which I'm not going to. So
he is not going to.
I mean, but you never know. The 49ers are a very talented team. They've been number 1. They're a great roster that they have. They do what they're supposed to do and control the game how they're supposed to. They have a chance. I mean, that's why we play the game. But I'm not betting against the Chiefs.
So you go either way. There you go.
Yeah, I'm not going to bet against the Chiefs. That's all I'm saying.
Smart man.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being with us. Appreciate you stopping by and hope you enjoy the rest of your week.
Appreciate you having me.